Hi everyone! Okay, so I thought I would film an extension of like the shoe hauls that I just recently did. Hopefully by now I have posted both of them. I did it in two different videos. I did one with my heels and one with my boots. If you haven't seen those, please watch those before you watch these because I do mention the shoes I'm about to talk about in those videos as well, or in one of those videos as well. So if you guys would like to see a video on a comparison of fake Christian Louboutins and some real Christian Louboutins, then please keep watching. And I probably butchered that name. Please don't come for me. I know. I'll get it someday. Okay, so what we're gonna start off with is, oh my god, I thought I heard him. I thought I heard the baby wake up. What we're gonna start off with is the fake ones. Okay, so these shoes I got from eBay. And when I bought these shoes, they were actually advertised as an actual Christian Louboutin shoe. And what I mean by that is when they sold me this shoe, right, they did not use the picture of this actual shoe. They used the picture of an actual Christian Louboutin shoe, okay? So I thought that was hilarious. Like when I got these in the mail, I literally went back to the listing and was like, what? Like, you completely lied to me. And then I compared the shoe that they were showing me. Like the shoe that they were showing me, like it was like way down here, like there wasn't that much material. The heel was so much smaller. These heels aren't bad. They're a size 39, which technically is, I think, supposed to equal out to a size 8. These feel like a size 9, 9.5. Like my foot comes out to like here in them. And I'm pretty sure I got like a part of this video that shows you that like my heels just pop out of them. Let's just say that. They just pop out of them and they're not really comfortable to wear. I mean, the only reason why they're not comfortable at all is just because they have so much space in them. And look at this. One time after wear, one stud came off, which I thought was really, really weird. So those are the fake Christian Louboutins. And here are the real ones. Goodbye. I hate you. Goodbye. These are the real ones. Oh, hello. Okay, so let me say, I got these at Marshall's. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, they're totally fake. No, so when I first saw them at Marshall's, I went online and watched like a dozen videos to see how you can tell the difference between a real shoe and a fake shoe. And a lot of them were like the stitching is really, really thick. Yeah, the stitching is really, really thick on that. That's like the only thing that I could really, really tell between a fake and a real one. So when I went back to work the next day and I saw the stitching was literally like impeccable, I'm like, oh my god, this is a real shoe. Now these shoes were like, I think they were like $300 or like $270 or something like that, and I got them for like $220 or something like that. I don't know. But all I know is that they were like $600 when they first came into Marshall's and no one bought them. Or like, I think it was either 500 or 600. I don't know. I think they were 500. I don't know. All I know is that it had an original tag and it was like marked down like a million times. Like no one bought it. And then, oh my god. The other reason why I'm making this video is because I need to tell you guys this story. The story is absolutely fucking hilarious. Okay, so when I first bought these shoes, are you ready for this? These shoes were on the back counter when I first saw them. And this is completely 1,000,000% the truth. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. And I'm always going to tell you guys the truth. Just to let you guys know. Like, doesn't matter. Like, why would I want to fib a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well just tell you the truth. So, these were on the back counter at my store. I saw that it said Christian on the top, and I was like, and I thought, I'm like, they're going to be the ugliest shoes in the entire world. They're going to be like some flats and I opened them and I was like, and I looked at the red bottom and I was like, and like I've never had a pair in my hands before. Like I think I had a pair in my hands once when I went to New York and I went into like a crazy ass store and like they actually had these, and I was like, oh my god. And I said, whose are these? And then I asked the front desk, I asked the girl at the front desk, I said, whose are these? And she said, I don't know. And then I said, you don't know whose these are? I said, are they a return? Are they going back out on the floor? And she goes, all I know is that someone was looking at them, and yes, they're ours. Like they were a return, and now they're going back out on the floor. And I was like, so I kept my eyes on them for like, I was like, I'm going to buy them like tomorrow or something. So I was like, I really want these shoes, right? And the hold tag that was on them, there was a hold tag on top. That's why I asked her if they belonged to someone. There was a hold tag on top with no one's fucking name on it. So I'm like, that's why I asked her. She said she didn't know. These dudes are trying to die today, I'm telling you. They're literally trying to die. I hope you guys can't hear that. So the next day, it was like 20% off weekend. So if you don't work for Marshalls or TJ Maxx or Home Goods, you won't know this, but every like 2 or 3 months, they give us like 20% off for like the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sometimes if it's like Mother's Day or Father's Day, like sometimes they'll just give us, you know, like a 20% weekend. So 20% weekend was the next day. I found them on Thursday, and the next day was Friday, and I was there like early on in the afternoon, and I was leaving at like 5 or something like that. So during my lunch, was it? Or did I close? No, I closed. So I got there at like 2, and I bought them like an hour later on my break. I was like, these are mine. I am buying them. Like, yes, you know what I'm saying? And then less than an hour later, or was it an hour later, or was it the next day? I think it was the next day. I was at work, and yeah. It was the next day. No, I bought them on Saturday. Found them on Friday. Or I found them on Thursday, I left them alone for Friday, and then on Saturday I bought them, like, mid-afternoon or something like that, right? Then one of my bosses gets on the fucking intercom, or on the walkie-talkie, and she goes, someone bought my shoes at noon yesterday, or like 2 yesterday, or 3 yesterday, whatever fucking time it was, I can't even remember. And she was like, oh, I'm gonna look at the cameras, I'm gonna see who bought them, someone bought my shoes, and I'm listening to all of this, and I'm like, what is going on right now? So I walkie her back, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? She goes, my shoes, someone bought my fucking Christian Louboutin shoes, and I was like, oh no, she said someone bought my shoes, and I said, were these shoes Christian Louboutin? And she's like, yes. And I said, I bought your shoes. And she was like, really? She's like, no one like told you they were mine. No one told you I had them on hold. No one told you I was like looking at them. And I'm like, no. So she called me in the office as she's looking up who bought her fucking shoes. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, but like, she could have asked. Like, I didn't hear her ask anyone if someone bought her shoes. She just looked it up to see like who bought them. And I was like, okay. So she brings me into the office and she goes, so tell me how this came about. And I'm like, what? And she's like, tell me how, like, she's like, did you know that I had those shoes on hold? And I'm like, you didn't have them on hold. And she goes, yes, I did. And I go, I walked up to the front desk woman and I asked if anyone had these on hold, and she said no. And there was like 3 other people that were around us. They heard me ask the question and no one responded. So if you're going to get mad at anyone, you should get mad at your coworkers and not me. I said, because I literally asked everyone. And then she was like, what? No one told you? There was a hold tag on it. I said, that's why I asked. There was a hold tag on it, but your name wasn't on it. So I asked. And then she was like, well, I'm not going to be mad at you. She was like, I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't mean to buy it. If I knew you wanted them, I would have left them alone. And she's like, well, I can't be mad at you. You weren't the one who friggin' didn't even know. And I'm like, yes, I did not know. Like, no one told me. I asked someone. And then later on, the front desk woman, who I love, I have no beef with. I love her so much till this day. And she literally was like, I told you they had her eyes on him. I'm like, no. Okay, so I just said the person's name on accident, so I'm not gonna put that in. So I'm gonna tell the story from here. Okay, so the front desk woman said, oh, I told you that, you know, our boss had her eyes on them. And I said, oh, no. You did not tell me that. Like, I specifically asked you if you knew anyone who was putting them on hold, and no one said anything. And I said, it's not your fault. You probably thought in your head that, oh yeah, she has her eyes on them, but, you know, whatever. But literally, like, don't you think that, like, if they all knew that someone would have told me? I'm honestly thinking that they didn't like her. Like, I'm thinking that, like, they knew that she had her eyes on them, and, like, the fact that, like, the people, like, probably didn't like her, that was probably the reason why they let me buy them. Because, like, there was, like, so many people that could have been involved, that could have stopped this, and, like, didn't. So, that's the reason why I don't feel bad about buying these shoes when this woman was thinking about buying them. I'm like, you should have bought them yesterday. You had a whole entire day that I didn't even look at them. I didn't even touch them, and I took it as initiative to buy them once I saw them again. Like, sorry, you know? And then it was really, really weird because when I went to go buy them, like, the hold tag was still on them, but no one's name was still on them. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't, like, literally, if you think it's my fault, okay, I will take the blame, but no one told me. No one fucking told me. And I thought it was absolutely hilarious that no one told me because no one liked this manager. This manager was very rude to everyone. Like, when I first went to the company, she said that I knew more stuff than she did, and then a couple months later, she was, like, down talking me. And I'm like, girl, you just mad? Or I'm not that dumb. Like, I know better. I know that you probably just jelly. I don't know. But these shoes, after that entire gigantic story, these shoes are so very comfortable. The only thing that I don't really like about them is that they show a ton of toe cleavage. Like, I'm not a big fan of toes, but I really think that it's like a moderate amount. It's just so beautiful. They are so light. They are the lightest shoes I've ever felt in my entire life, and I did not think that they would be light. That's the reason why I thought they were fake, because they were light as hell. Also, these heels seem to be questionable. Like, they're literally so thin, but they're so, like, rock steady. And comfort level is definitely, like, a high, like, probably, like, 8. I could most definitely, like, walk in these shoes all day, probably. I wouldn't dare because I've already fucked them up enough, but I probably could. And the wobble factor, I want to say, is, like, maybe like a 2 or a 3, so you do get some kind of wobble to them, but it's a very, like, structured wobble, so it's not like you're gonna walk and you're gonna completely lose your balance. Like, it's just enough to get, like, your equilibrium going, you know what I'm saying? So they're very, 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 very fucking awesome. I've only worn them to one function, and that was a very good friend's wedding, and I thought it would be very, you know, very form-fitting to wear, you know, some really, really nice heels to a really, really nice wedding, but then I fucked them up on the bottom. I was like, great. I knew it was, like, my soul died that day a little bit. My soul definitely died a little bit that day. But I know, I kind of got over it. But, no, so I thought I would show this. I thought I'd share this video with you guys because I thought it was a really funny fucking story. And especially because the person that it happened with, me and her, like, you know, we didn't really see eye to eye, and she was really mean to me. Yeah. It's probably because I'm just so nice. Like, I don't care. And I'm pretty sure that's why everyone hated me, is because I literally did not care. I'm like, anytime I saw someone on their phone, I'm like, don't let anyone else see you. Like, I was that awesome fucking manager that was like, it's time to leave, let's get the fuck out of here. Like, and, oh, that's kind of messed up, oh, leave it till tomorrow. Like, I was literally that cool manager that was, instead of, like, making you do, like, every single, like, tidbit, unless it was, like, something, like, at the front of the store and you needed to, then I would ask everyone to come over and just help out for, like, a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and it would normally get the job done, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people told me that I was a fun, awesome, cool, down-to-earth manager, and that's all I wanted to be. Like, I didn't give a shit about the company. Like, when, like, when they were telling me that, like, I need to be more stern with people, and, you know, you can't be too loosey-goosey with these people because they'll walk all over you. I'm like, I don't think it's walking all over me when they're doing what I tell them to do. Just saying. Like, they would always say, oh, you're so nice, and you let everyone do whatever they want, and you let people walk all over you, and I'm like, I don't think that's what that means, because, they do their work. But no, I thought you guys would enjoy this video, and I hope you did, and I hope you enjoyed the story time, and if you'd like to see more, let me know, and I love you guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.